it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I have a design team project for the scrap room using the flavors of the month from September, as well as the embellishment kit and the pattern paper kit. So I am playing with the Doodlebug Designs Summer Fun Collection, and I'm also playing along with the sketch for this month. So I am starting off with the blue cardstock. It's blueberry that comes in the kit, and then this beautiful floral piece. And so I'm going to use the blue for my background, and then I am going to tear the blue floral, the top and the bottom, just like you see in the sketch. And I am committing already. Look at me gluing things down right away. So I'm going to start with the bottom. I'm going to kind of like rough up the edges a little bit. And then I'm going to tear the top and realize I have to tear it the other way so that I can get that white core just like on the bottom. So I've got my top and bottom torn edges just like you see in the sketch. And then I have 2 photos as well. Here I am trying to decide what I want to use for that big circle that is behind. So here are my 2 photos, and I'll go into those in a minute. I do trim one of them down because you can see in the sketch you have a larger photo and then a smaller photo. Actually, I do trim both of them down because they look kind of square in the sketch, and mine aren't going to be square, but they're a little bit smaller than just the 4x6 that I normally print in. So I'm going to go ahead and mat both of these in this pink paper, which is the other side of the floral there. And then I'm also going to bring in this green paper, and the reason I want to bring in the green paper is because the fish is very green, right? So I want to bring that aspect in. So I'm not sure if I cut my photo. I must have cut my photo wrong because the mat on this picture is definitely wonky. And I really don't let that bother me. If I have a wonky mat, I just rough up the edges with an edge distressor, and that totally works for me. And then you can't see. And that kind of goes for circles too. So if I freehand, well, I don't freehand draw a circle ever, but I do freehand cut a circle sometimes. So I will go ahead and rough up those edges because it's not a very good circle. But this time I did not freehand my circle. I actually went on my Cricut, and I think I did a 7-inch circle with that green paper. And I will rough up the edges of the circle mainly because I decided to rough up the edges of the photos. So that is what I am doing here. And so that's just, the back side is like a really pretty polka dot. So I'm going to go ahead and put my photos down. So this is a picture of my daughter. We were up at Lake Powell, and they were all fishing, and she's like, I want to fish. And they were like, And so finally they let her fish, and we were just hanging out, and our friend Brian, like when she caught this fish, I have never seen him move so fast. He was so excited, jumped up. He's like, this is one of the biggest big mouth fish that we have seen. And like she had it out there once, like so it was super exciting. So we just do catch and release. So we released him. He was just fine. So he can get bigger. It was just funny. And so she's totally laughing with Brian over there. And then there's a picture of her holding the fish. So in the die cuts that I got in my kit, there is this title that says Summer Fun, which I thought was absolutely perfect. And it has little splashes, so I decided to kind of nestle that in between where the title fits around the photo. So in the sketch, the title does go on top, and she has a couple of extra circles, and I decided not to do that. I think mainly because my photos are bigger, but I did feel like something needed to be on the other side of that photo. So I'm actually going to take the tag paper and I am going to cut this first strip of tags, and that way I can kind of audition which ones I am thinking. So I think that, so I put that orange fish down there. So I think I go with the dark pink. So that's where my journaling is going to go, so I can kind of talk about it. So I have those die cut fish. I figured they were super cute, kind of swimming underneath. And then in the embellishment kit, you get a varied mini sticker sheet. So my varied mini sticker sheet has a couple more fish. So I figure I need to get all the fish on here, right? Because this is a layout about fish. And then I also decide to make a cluster up at the top of the left-hand corner of just the picture of her and the fish. And so I put a starfish die cut up there, and I'm going to add this little camera because obviously we're taking her picture. And then there's this boat. Now, this boat is probably a cruise ship. Well, let me look at it again. It's definitely a yacht, and we were not on a yacht, but we were fishing off the boat, so I felt like it worked really well to have a boat on here, and it sat really cutely on top of that word summer. So here I am just pulling a bunch of those cute little fish stickers. I'm also going to add a little anchor because we were anchored so that we wouldn't go anywhere while we were trying to fish. And then I did go ahead and add one of the little puffy pieces from the kit and covered my tag hole because I didn't want the like twine or anything to cover up where the title would be. So I'm going to do that if I haven't done that already. She does have what looks to be a little bit of mixed media on this sketch as well. So I pulled my Heidi Swap Color Shine in Ocean, which I felt like was totally appropriate. And that is just from my stash. I did go ahead and cover up my photos because I didn't want those to get any drops on it. And I just kind of put it kind of all over actually. But you can see it dries really well. It really matches the color of some of the extra, like that little fish there. So that is a look at my layout. I hope you try this sketch and head over to the scrap room and get your hands on this. And remember to wear your crown. And I will see you next time. Bye.